Today, we're gonna talk about how to write the most addictive short-form video scripts. Because everybody wants a viral video, but very few understand how to structure a good story to keep people hooked. So if you wanna make videos that keep people watching all the way through, you need to master the art of writing a killer script. Now, I have analyzed thousands of storytelling videos and worked with hundreds of creators, and the crazy thing is that the most successful ones are actually just using 4 core storytelling scripts. If you master just these 4 scripts, you have a superpower that 99% of creators just don't have. So in this video, we're gonna go really deep into the 4 types of scripts, how do they work, and then how to script each one. Using these exact storytelling frameworks, I've been able to generate millions of views for my clients and for myself. By the end of the 5 days, you will have the knowledge and the tools to actually write a 1-minute script that people cannot stop watching. So let's get to it, shall we? So before we go into writing scripts, you need to understand the psychology of script writing and what makes one script hook you right away and another one just lose you in seconds. The answer is actually never luck, it's always human psychology. An addictive script is actually one that triggers a psychological process in the brain called a curiosity ladder. And how it works is pretty insane. A curiosity ladder is a script writing technique that divides the story into sections or steps. This helps give the viewer enough information to satisfy their curiosity, but not enough to overwhelm them. And the reason why it works is all based in human psychology. Your brain has a natural drive to complete any unfinished thought. Scientists call this the Zeigarnik effect, and it's essentially that feeling of something's left hanging and you just need closure. Well, the script is the structure that ensures that the curiosity ladder actually happens. It's really that simple. The better your ladder, the better your script, and the most addictive your video. But here's what most creators miss. The way you build this ladder changes completely depending on the type of story you're telling. For educational storytelling, it's going to be entirely different than entertainment storytelling. Same for personal branding storytelling or persuasion storytelling. Each framework that I'm going to teach you here is designed to build that curiosity ladder, but for each specific type of story. So the first type of script that you want to master is educational storytelling. This is where you share education or knowledge in the form of an explainer, where you explain a big picture concept or idea in a really simplified and digestible way.
This is the person who got credit for inventing the pregnancy test. And this is the person who actually invented it. Welcome to Page Not Found, my new series about women in science that I wish I learned about in school.
Or where you share actual tactical steps that you want people to take action on.
I'm going to teach you how to hit your driver like this. Most golfers make this mistake, and it's having the ball positioned too far into the center.
The way we build a curiosity ladder in this type of script is by using a technique called knowledge layering. Knowledge layering is a technique of sharing information where you first identify the type of information you're sharing and you put it into a specific category. And then you layer it strategically throughout the structure of your script to avoid information overload. Let's see it in action in a video where I'm explaining the science of storytelling. Here in layer 1, I'm explaining how something works. It's when your brain can distinguish between reality and a story. Then in the second layer, I'm explaining the root cause or underlying mechanism without mixing it with layer 1. When you experience something in real life, neural pathways light up. Your body experiences a sensation and essentially shoots electrical signals to your brain. And then in layer 3, I'm talking about the implications, which is a completely different type of information. Think about what this means. The best creators are not just telling you a story, they're literally rewiring your brain. The reason why it works is that information is not all the same. And it's not processed by your brain in the same way. What happens when you do this is that your viewer can actually get the space to let the information land, actually process it, and then let one curiosity loop close and open another one. And this is really what makes educational scripts really addictive. So in practice, the way you structure this specific script is you hook the viewer, you pull them in, and then you start layering the information all the way up to the end. Now, the second type of script that you need to learn is entertainment storytelling. In this type of script, you're usually documenting a story in real time or telling us a story from the past. It can be completely unscripted, like real-time vlogs.
Way to a first date. We matched on Hinge. I know nothing besides he's good looking and Christian.
Or it can be fully scripted.
Now, I've always wanted to bathe like an ancient Roman. So when we were in Chicago a few months ago, I really wanted to check out Air Ancient Baths.
Face-to-camera story times.
I just fucking did that. I've never left the beach so fast in my fucking life. I am so embarrassed. So tell me how the fuck people were kite surfing at the beach and my dumbass didn't realize that they were kite surfing and I'm laying in the water like a fat whale, and while I'm laying there minding my business, all of a sudden I see this huge shadow and I think it's a shark.
Reflections and thoughts.
There's only one thing you gotta get really good at to be successful: failing. This is lesson 1 of 30 lessons by 30.
Or any type of fictional sketch.
Oh, let's finish the date. Yeah, I have to say I didn't have a bad time. I mean, now I have a gym appointment with Thomas in 35 minutes, according to my calendar's app.
Everyone's like coming up to me and they're like, Grace, this is something you would do. This is something you would do. I'm like, it's not me. I wouldn't do that. I also wish I thought of that, but I didn't do it.
In this type of script, how we build the curiosity ladder the right way is by understanding how to identify conflict and place it in the script sections the right way. Most creators make the mistake of thinking that only big obstacles create conflict, and that could not be further from the truth. I actually broke this down in one of my most successful videos.
Conflict doesn't really mean that something dramatic happened. Life itself has conflict everywhere. And what makes a great storyteller is the ability to see those moments in average, mundane moments.
Other examples of conflict can be surprises or unexpected things happening. Anytime you have to make a choice, an opinion or take, telling a little story inside your story. So the way we do this in practice is we have a setup where we clarify who is the character and what do they want, then the plot, and as a rule of thumb, I like to include from 1 to 3 conflict pieces, and a resolution with a clear solution and character growth, which just means telling us what was the final outcome and how you feel about it. Now, the third type of script that you want to master is personal brand storytelling. Personal brand stories for short form content are more about reinforcing the narrative of your brand. When scripted correctly, they tap into the core of what it means to be human because they follow the universal plots like the hero's journey. Now, there are 6 personal brand stories that I believe all business owners should script and make videos about. Some of my favorites are your founding story.
You want to know why we started our business? Spite. 4 companies have ruled the chocolate world unchallenged for the last century. If another company starts to get big, then they're bought out and taken over. Everyone just accepts that this is the way things are, that you'd have to be crazy to even think about going up against the big corporation.
And lessons and mistakes stories.
When I started my business, I was so naive. I really had no clue what I was getting myself into.
These stories follow the setup, plot, and resolution, entertainment, storytelling arc. And if you're a business owner, I definitely recommend that you use these frameworks often. Now, the fourth type of storytelling script is persuasion storytelling. This is a type of script that is very sales focused or action focused because it's strategically designed for people to take immediate action. There are 3 main types of persuasion storytelling. We have conversion stories, which are focused around a before and after transformation. These are great sales stories where the moral is basically, you can do this too.
Just thinking I had really shitty hair until I started taking care of my hair. For backstory, this is the before hair. This is my hair now.
22, I was a broke waitress living in my parents' basement. And when I was 23, I was making 6 figures and moving into my dream apartment downtown Vancouver. So let's talk about exactly how I was able to do that.
It can be emotional action stories. These also trigger immediate actions, but they appeal to different emotions and usually also use stronger psychological triggers. With this type of content, the line between persuasion and manipulation can be blurry, so it's important to understand how powerful of a tool storytelling is and use it responsibly. And we also have pitch frameworks, which are script structures to explain a product or service the creator is selling by addressing specific pain points, desires, and very clearly positioning the product or service as the solution.
Do you suffer with frequent headaches, stress, or even muscle tension? I know I did too, and that's why I love using My Oils by Sage, a brand that specializes in making 100% natural products.
Okay, so those are the most crucial types of storytelling scripts, but how do we actually script them? Well, I'm glad you asked, because now we're moving on to the tactical part of this course. Day 2, we're gonna get super tactical. We're gonna go through the building blocks of each framework and including the hooks, because as you know, a hook is about 80% of the success of the video. Tell me in the comments, what is the one thing that stuck with you today?